I'm going to be working on doing some stuff with these beams. Let me turn the camera around just a second so you can see. Okay, here we go. So these beams, had those put up, not had those put up, I helped me and a neighbor put those things up a few days ago. And what I'm going to do now, today, is try and basically get ready to put some roof rafters between the top plate there and these beams. So basically what I'm going to have is, let me actually grab a bracket. I'll show you what I'm going to be attaching to the beam with. So I'm going to be using these rafter hangers. It's going to go up on the beam and sit like that, and it's going to hold this rafter, which it has a slope, a 312 slope, and it's going to come out, and then I'm going to have a bird's mouth on it, and that's going to sit on top of the top plate over there. So $7 a piece, believe it or not. It's lovely. Just oh, hold on a second. Okay. So yeah, so first what I'm going to do, basically before I go putting those rafters up, I need to check a few things. One of the things I'm going to be doing is I'm going to check this wall. I think the middle of this wall is like a little bit in or out, so I'm going to string a line between these and just make sure that it's totally straight all the way down. And probably what I'll have to do is, if it's not straight, I'll take these braces that you can see behind me here, these two wooden braces. I'm going to take those out where they're in at the floor, and then I'll be able to push that wall out or pull it in a little bit and then put the braces back in, and then I'll be able to take my better measurements for going between the top plate and the beam. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started here. It's a nice day, somewhat nice day. At least the sun's out. It's a little bit windy, a little bit cold. Hope you guys are having a good Sunday afternoon. And yeah, it's your inside, warm and cozy, you know. But all right, well, let me get started here. Please let me know if the stream's a little bit laggy, audio issues, etc. I'm still trying to get that stuff worked out. It's been pretty good for a while, but yesterday it was it crapped out on me at the end of the day. So anyways, thanks for watching. Okay. I got a new setup now for my for lighting. We'll see how it works when I do. Next time I do a stream that is dark, which might even be later today. Probably not. Probably tomorrow. Christmas Eve. Okay. I'm trying to set this up so I don't get all washed out here. And so what I'm going to do is string a line between there and down there, and then I'll be able to run a 2x4 down there and see if it is, you know, straight the whole way. Christ, man. I got this thing fucking tangled up, this thing of string here. Oh, hey. Blue Digital Games, how's it going? Yeah, I'm from Post Up. Oh, yes, the beams, I got them up. I'll probably just start calling you just Blue so I don't have to say Blue Digital Games every time like a freaking idiot. Here, let's see. I'll show you. The beams, I got them up, yes. With the help of a neighbor, we didn't use those wall jacks, those little red things that we were using last time. What we did use was, it was called a pump jack, which is like, I'm not sure if you're familiar with these things, but it's kind of a bigger version of that. And it was pretty impressive. I really should have, it would have been a pretty interesting thing to see, and I think I got a video of a little bit of it. But I didn't want to go on there and stream with my neighbor. Was over here helping me out, and he actually does construction. He might have been a little bit worried about like putting on video this kind of wonky stuff we were putting up, but it wouldn't have bothered me. But I was like, all right, I'm not going to go ahead and stream the thing. It was cool though. We had to make these like put two 2x4s together to make these big 4x4s, and we set up two of those. Each one of those held one of these pump jacks. And each one of those 4x4s was then basically, we had it like fastened to the top plates using these 2x4s, and it was nuts. I mean, it was a little spicy. We started getting that, you know, getting the beams up about 10 feet high up there. It's like, you know, but it was all right. It worked well. It went pretty much without a hitch. I mean, none of the stuff fell apart or anything. It was pretty good. So, anyways, now what I'm doing is, and I have been working on getting this set up a little bit better now. So now today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be, first I'm going to be checking this wall here to make sure it's straight. I've got some line here that I'm about to string between the two ends. Then take some measurements for the rafters going between there, and I will be possibly, Blue is okay, Loads call me that. And that's good, mate. And not all people like being on cam. Yeah, I was like, you know, I mean, and he's actually a funny guy. He'd probably be really good on camera, my neighbor. But, you know, it was just like out of respect. I'm like, okay, I won't, you know. So, all right, here we go. Yeah, so anyways, I'm going to go ahead and string this thing up. It's just a mess. I don't know what I did to the thing, but I cannot find the end of it. So, yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and just string it up here. Put the camera back. Yeah, thanks for watching, man. Hope you're having a good good Sunday. Gotta be Sunday night for you now. 9 o'clock or something, huh? Good Lord, this thing. real mess. Jesus Christ, look at this. Happy you got them up and helped. And it's 10:21 p.m. Yeah, okay. Yeah, wow. I haven't had this happen before. It looks well, I shouldn't say it looks worse than it is, because it actually is pretty shitty. But I tried to just, the thing got tangled up, I think, when I was rolling it up last time. And so now I tried to cut the bottom of this to get some of these undone, and I want to get this thing fixed so I can actually get to work here. God, what in the hell? Oh, there we go. I should have just been more patient from the start, I think. Now I just have some extra stuff that I'm gonna have to cut off here. Okay, not so bad. Not so bad. Got some ends here to toss out. Whoa. I gotta be more careful next time I roll it up. It's not too bad. I'm almost fixed it though. Okay, there we go. That's it. That's it. It's working now. How's the weather there? Is it cold? It's not too bad. I mean, it's probably, it could be in the 40s today. Actually, probably not. It's probably like mid 30s or something, so it's like just above freezing, you know? But it doesn't feel that bad. How about for you? You guys have snow? Have you just started the stream? Yeah, I just started the stream, and I'll probably be doing it for about 2 hours. Maybe actually a little bit less. Okay, so I'll try to get this thing in action here. No news, keep seeing it'll just have snow, but never right, just rain, yeah. Yeah, that's what I hear about the UK, right? And I don't know enough about all the distinction UK and England and all that. I think you said you were in the UK, but I understand y'all get quite a bit of rain. All right, well, let me show you. So you probably know this, but this what I did here was basically, I'm gonna pull this out right quick. So I went and I put a block up there. I basically tied this thing to a screw that's on the back side of this, and then I'm gonna string it all the way down there to the other end, and I have the same thing on the other end. The idea being that 2x4 will have a little bit of space so that the thing can never sun, always rain. That sucks. Yeah, we're lucky here. We get nice weather here in general. It's pretty mild. So that 2x4 will give me that space there to run another 2x4 inside the string, and then just check it. And if I get to a spot where it's obviously off, then I'll measure it, and then I'll know I need to push the thing. Okay, here we go. Funny, I can already just lightly pulling the string across there, I could see difference in the wall. So, which it makes sense. It's the inside here. You know this that how the edges can be rigid, the inside can still move a little bit. Except I've braced it now, so really it's not supposed to be moving much. But I braced it in a state of it being slightly in, I believe. So I'll push that. I can push that middle out and then brace it again. Should be good. All right, so it's like a chalk line without the chalk. Yeah, exactly. Just like a string line. You know, you see them a lot for people stringing between those batter boards for a foundation and all kinds of other stuff. But it's just, you know, I pull it. You can pull them real tight. So that's basically what I'm doing here. So I have these blocks here on either end, and then I can say, all right, it's pulling a straight line between the two of them, and I can see that the middle of the wall is closer than that 2x4 width. So I know, okay, we'll have to push it out a little bit. I'm going to do that now. I'm going to unfasten these braces that are behind me right here. I'm going to basically take those out from the floor. They're screwed in. And then there's ones on the outside too holding it back. So I'm going to, after I pull those out, pull the bottoms out from those, just knock them out. I'll be able to push the wall a little bit. So I'll basically push it in that direction out just slightly and then put the braces in. So bricklayers use, yeah, there you go. Right. Yeah, very helpful. Yeah, that's needs to go out for sure. So I figured that if I get the middle of the wall, which is right here, if I get that out to, you know, my out to my correct width between the line and the wall, the rest of it should be good, because I know the ends are good, of course. Okay, need the screw gun with the right bit. And then the ones on the outside are just they're just dug into the ground. Basically, it's just a way to keep it from falling that direction. Unlikely it would, but, you know, just in case of a high wind situation. Hell, I can actually pull this. I got a pretty nice little setup now. I can pull this thing out real quick. Right, here we go. I've been every stream I've been getting like little innovations here and there to try to make the thing a little bit better, a little bit more mobile, you know, so you guys can actually see the stuff that's going on. So I don't have to just set it in like one spot and do just these wide shots the whole time. And I've got it pretty well set up now. So now you can see, actually, that's funny. I don't have any over there. I just have one here, and that's it. I'll just do that one. Do you have to do a building plan? You know, it's funny. Here in where I'm living, if you're inside of the city limits, you would have to. Here, I'm in the county where they don't have a residential building permit. So you're still supposed to build to our residential building code, but they don't have an inspector to come out and look at your residential, you know, building. So he's not going to come out and take a look at the, you know, the sheathing and the nailing pattern and all this, you know, the correct heights and stuff like that. They're not going to come out and look at that. So, you know, it's good in some ways. We don't have the, you know, the quote unquote red tape where you get to, like, you know, I don't have people breathing down my back the whole time, and I don't have to spend the money on the same things that I would if I had to, you know, or like, for example, if I was financing the building, if I had taken out a loan for the building, then I would have to do a lot of that same stuff. So I'm not having to, but I need to be careful then and just make sure that I'm not doing stuff that's like, you know, cut in the corners, because a lot of people out here they just do stuff that's totally wacky because there's no building codes. And it's bad for you, but then potentially someone who buys the house in the future. So anyways, yeah, it's cool. It's kind of, I can do like, you know, interesting stuff with those. An interesting house, that's for sure. All right, well, I'm just gonna knock this out real quick, then go back in. Actually, in this case, I'm going to leave one of them in there because I'm going to put the thing. Actually, no, I'm not. I'm going to take this one out entirely. I really don't need it. A lot of this stuff I set up from when I just originally started, like, you know, putting the walls up, and I didn't have anything to brace it. I didn't have the sheathing on yet, so I was putting up a lot of braces, and then a lot of them that I just haven't taken off. You know, even though I'm at a point where I pretty much can. You know, this being one of them. So if I toss this aside, I'll go back in. Okay. There we go. And I found that some of the issues that I was having with my stream was that I wish it was like that here. Blue says, I wish it was like that in the UK. We have a plan, anything over 6 foot tall and 20 foot long. I think we also have to have loads of plans in that. Yeah, I mean, a lot of places, and here in the US, most places are like that. You know, some places like California, you know, you'd be there and pretty much, at least in the populated areas, you'd be spending, I mean, shit, you'd probably spend, you know, $40,000 on your plans and your inspections and all this kinds of stuff, that alone. I hear stories about it from people out here. But then there's other spots like where I'm at where it's more rural, where you don't have the same restrictions. You only have certain permits, like for electrical and septic, you know, because it's just electrical mainly for the fire hazard, and then septic because you don't want to, like, you know, have something that runs off into your neighbor's property. So anyways, all right, so yeah, here we go. I'm going to push this a little bit, see how it does, and see how well it moves, and then I'm going to figure out something to get it kind of keeping in that position. All right. Yeah, it's moving. That's good. Okay. All right. Best way to do this probably is it's easy if you have a second person. You can have one person push and then the other one just checks it and then nails it in. Let's see. That's a good start. And the goal is, what I'll do is basically, since I have this, it might be hard to see right now. I know, Blue, you saw me do this, but the rest of you might not have seen. I had a line that strung from there to there. It's a little orange line. And basically what I'm going to do is stick this block, because I have it resting on 2x4s on both sides. So now I'm going to stick this 2x4 up in between there and the top plate, and you know, it should have the same, like, it should be able to slide through just right on that line there. Yeah, and I just measured it was off by nearly an inch. So I'm going to try to figure out the best way for me to go ahead and do this thing here. All right, here's what I'm gonna try. What I'm gonna do is actually, since I need to push it out that way, I'm going to try and just, I'm going to pound a little like stick, like a little piece of rebar or something into the ground, and then use the ratchet strap and pull it, just so I can get it kind of like, so I can get it pretty precise. Again, since I'm not going to be up here to be able to check this line, it might be a little bit kind of weird, but a lot of these things that I do are, and I think that'll work pretty well. Let me try to get that set up real quick. Not yield good results, but you got to try it out, you know. Sounds like a cool life hack. Well, I've used it for other stuff. Sometimes it's kind of a pain in the ass, but this dirt's pretty soft right here. We'll see if it actually is enough to hold it, you know. I think that's actually pretty. Oh, I was totally out of camera there. Sorry, guys. I'm just pounding this thing in here. See if this works. That's gonna be pretty sturdy. All right. Ratchet on one end, and I actually had something rigged up already. I used this when I was pulling the two wall ends together. I had this strung through two of the studs with some mule tape coming off the end to the other thing. So I'm going to do the same thing up through here. Always fun to try this silly stuff like this. See if it yields some good results. You probably won't be able to see it moving, is my guess. Nah, who knows? Try. I will be able to see it in there, but it might be hard from like a shot out here to see. Oh yeah, it's gonna do it. Perfect. Oh yeah, that's strong enough. That's good. Cool. This might be kind of interesting here. All right. How about this? Moment of truth. All right, I'm gonna crank it a few times, see what it looks like on the inside, crank it a few times. Hopefully we don't see the entire wall come down one big piece. Oh, but stupidly when I did that, I blocked the string, so I don't actually get to see how far the string is off. So I gotta undo it real quick. Just gonna move that down and then do it again. Okay. Okay, so I'll crank it a few times, go check it, crank it a few times, go check it. Quick start here. Where is my 2x4? There we go. Nope, needs a little more. Oh, damn it. It's working. Sorry guys, just got to reposition it real quick. that's it. That's the one. Okay, now it is ready to go. As long as it works all good. That's right. That's right. I think it's working. Frankly, the other possibility here is that since I didn't knock that rebar too far into the ground, is that it flies out at supersonic speeds and impales itself into the wall. But I think I hear it's working. Last time I checked it, the gap was a little bit bigger. I think it'll be there this time, or very close. Almost there. It's almost there. Check that. And it's good. It is so good. It is on. It is on. So that was it right there. What I'm going to do is go ahead and put that brace back in on the inside like I had before. Then I took it out from the bottom. So now that I just checked it and that gap is exactly where it needs to be, this thing just slid through that. I'll actually show you. So now I can put those braces back in because that's where I want. Then I can let the tension out of that strap there. But real quick, what I'll do is show you. Yeah, thank you, Blue. Let me show you what I meant up here when I say I'm gonna put this 2x4 through the thing. So, I mean like this. So I have this thing up here, and this should be the width of a 2x4, and now I'm able to just. Sorry, this is a little awkward here. To just slide a 2x4. In fact, that one actually caught just slightly, but it's just sliding inside there, and there's like the tiniest little bit of gap in it. So, anyways, that's you get an idea what I'm talking about. In fact, I'll give it one little crank for good measure so it doesn't like snap, but it'll snap back. Then I'll put those things in. Okay. All right. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, you guys. Sunday afternoon, Sunday evening in the UK. 2 days before Christmas. Okay. Put those braces back in now. ends are right and the middle's right, the rest of it should be right. But I'm going to go ahead and give this a check real quick right up here, just above the door, and see. Yeah, the door, and by the way, the door headers, before, sometimes I get some people in here who know what they're talking about with all this construction stuff. Before I hear any criticism about these the door and window headers on this side, on the south side here, are a little bit goofy. And it was kind of the way that, where I wanted to put the windows at, and how, like, the height of the roof. It was to get a little bit of extra clearance there, just so I could get them up higher. But it's kind of like a box header, as opposed to, I'll show you some of the other, like a conventional type header would be something like this, like one of these, where you get one on the top, one on the bottom, and then there's two in the middle like that. Same thing over there, where that's done with like 2x8s instead. So, all right. Plug this bad boy back in. There we go. Okay, like I said, so I got the braces in there, and I think that's good. Now I think I'm just going to go ahead and let that stress out. Yeah. Mel's going to check this. That's what you do. Interesting. So it's actually still a little bit narrow there. So I got those braces in the middle, and that's fine, and that's good. So what I can actually do is I can still kind of do the same thing over here. I mean, it's not going to move that much. I don't need it to move that much. It's just a tad too far in. And it kind of makes sense how that could be the case, you know? Like, I mean, the fact is I have a door here, and the only thing that's connecting this side to that side is that door header. So it's not that surprising that these ends could be at like different, you know, distances. But again, not much. I can't wait to see you and have it built 100%. It's gonna look nice. Thank you so much, man. Thank you. All right, here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and undo the strap out here real quick. In fact, well, you could probably take a look. I'm going to check to make sure it's not moving too much up here. Those braces should have it kept in place, but can't be sure. Good. I'd be surprised if it moved, but you never know. Gotta check on my work here. Now, because this one has to come out a little bit up here too, you know, I might be able to keep that same anchor in there, so I don't have to pound a new one in. Give it a shot. Because it's only, I'm thinking about this, right? If I put that same contraption I have up here through up here, I mean, it shouldn't really be pulling, like laterally too much. It's just like friction, you know. All right, let me give it a shot here. Anyways, since I got a few more viewers in here, just heads up, basically what I'm doing. So very recently, a few streams ago, I put these beams up here with the help of a neighbor, using some wall jacks, or excuse me, some pump jacks. And now what I'm trying to do is I'm just checking to make sure that this wall is totally straight. The corners are plumb, they're where I want them to be, but I want to make sure that the middle is matching where the corners are. So what I'm going to do is I have this string that's going between here, and I just, because I discovered this thing was in a little bit too much, I wanted to push it out. Now if I had a second person here to help me out, it'd be pretty easy. We could have one person just like putting their shoulder on the wall, or like putting a 2x4 up there and pushing it, and then the second person could check up in here, check this little string line, and then, you know, nail it in or screw it in. But it's just me, so what I did is I rigged up this, you can barely see it now, but kind of a little like anchor, you know, in this line, and then I had it going up here to a 2x4 that I threaded through the studs, and then I cranked it so it actually pulled it out, and it did it just perfectly, so I can get it just enough, you know. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the same thing right here. It's just a little bit, I need to bring it out just a little bit here. And this is all going to help me for when I go to basically put the rafters on, so I don't have these cuts, you know, like they should match up with where the top plate is. So after I get that done, I'm going to measure from the beam to the rafter at the different locations here, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut. I'm going to bird's mouth those rafters so that they can sit on top of this double top plate where they should. And I don't know if I'm going to cut those today. I probably only stream for another hour or so, but I'll at least get some. Actually, definitely won't cut them today, but I'll get some measurements in and stuff. So let me go ahead and try this anchor thing again. I'm going to move it over a little bit. I'll probably just stick this right out the window so you can see what's going on here. Yeah, there we go. I should have left that damn thing in where it was. It's okay. on now. I started a new one here. I think I might have hit a rock. This is very rocky soil. Sometimes it just goes in, it won't go any further. I could just be being a wuss, but I don't want to acknowledge that. Christ. Been a lot harder to put in back over here. You know, bigger hammer. You know what? I don't know. I have a mallet and that's it. And what's more is my thumb on my right hand is kind of fucked up, so it's hard for me to swing it too hard. I actually have a hunch that because we're looking to the south here, like that direction is south. I know that I promise I'm not making excuses. I think that the ground behind that is frozen because it doesn't get any sunlight during the day. I'm gonna actually put it in a little bit further over here. That's a pretty smart excuse though, honestly. All right, here we go. Damn it. There we go. Shit. That's it. Few more, it'll be good. All right, that's in enough for me. They don't have to watch me just smacking rebar rest this time. Okay, now I'm gonna set this thing back up. crap out of the way here. Too much. Oh. And thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you're having a good Sunday afternoon, evening. I'm gonna go ahead and rig this thing up again like I did last time. Oh, the camera's falling out. There we go. Okay. Okay, tie another knot in here. I don't remember what that one's called, but it's like when you just take a loop of the rope and then you kind of tie a little knot in it, and it puts these, you know, little loops in the rope. I don't remember what the name of that one's called, but it's good for something like this. Okay, so I'm gonna string this thing tight. Did you make a step to get in now? Yeah, there you go, good observation. Yeah, I had a block. Actually, that's one of the ends that I cut off of one of those 8x12 beams up there. So that's just one of the long ends that I had, and I just stuck it there so I don't have to keep hopping up there, you know, little stuff like that, stupid stuff you kind of don't think about, you put up with for a while. All right, so yeah, so again, in case any of you didn't see this last time, basically what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pull this thing, with this ratchet strap down here, and then I'm gonna ratchet that, and then hope it'll pull the wall out just a little bit. The middle of it I have braced, but I want to get this section here, well, basically, of course, where the rope is going to up there. I want to pull that out just slightly. It doesn't need much. I actually don't know how much it'll move, to be honest, now the middle's braced. Cool, you had a ramp last time. Yeah, the ramp kind of sucked too. It was just something put up there. It's like, what the hell? But it wasn't that good. It was just like a piece of plywood. It kept bending every time. Let's see if that did anything. It's moving it a little bit. It's pulling that pretty tight though, that's for sure. I think one or two more cranks and it'll be good. Ooh, tight. I'm gonna do one more and then call it good. It's like right on the edge there. I actually don't know how much that thing's rated for, but it's a lot of weight. Okay, all right. We'll pull this thing inside, then go ahead and brace that. See what time it is. It is 4 something here. 4:30. trying to find a 2x4 that I can stick up here and brace this thing with. And I need to get I found one. I'm going to get my nail or screw gun and then do that. That's way too long. If I'm much shorter than that. Not that big of a problem. I just don't want to use up my long boards when I don't need to. Something like this. See, this board that I got already had an angled cut in it, so it's nice. So I can just screw it right to the floor. Have you not got them what you cut last time? Well, this actually is one that I cut last time. This is one that I'm reusing that I took out just the other day. So I'm just gonna screw this one in now. See, that's really, so now basically what happened is since I just pulled that thing out, that top of that was previously like free moving a little bit. It was still braced further back here, but now I got that brace in. So now it's gonna be pretty rigid. There we go. All right, great. Hold up just a second here. Pause that. Oh, okay. Cool. Now I'm going to go ahead and let this thing out and move it back. Good stuff. Okay. Get this out of the way. I'm not happy about adding in an extra brace in here. It kind of sucks, but for this I needed it. And I'll be able to very soon take out a few extras once I put up some more stuff on these posts and beams here. All right. Kind of see here. I'm just going to take this thing out. Yeah, honestly, it probably would have been better for me to pound that thing in a little bit deeper. I mean, it started to bend, I assume from this. I don't know if it was from when I was pulling it or just when I was hammering it. The other side got pretty beat up. That was when I was hitting with the mallet. You know, it's all right. Got the job done. It wasn't like a ton of weight, you know. Yeah, smack the hell out of that thing. Get that, huh? They're only temp, so it's not so bad. Yeah, that's right, Blue. It's only temp, not so bad. But it does suck even temporary. Okay. Well, it's let's see what time it is. It's about 4:30 here. I got about 30 minutes, and I'm gonna head out. But let me go ahead and I think it's probably I won't need to put any lights on, but I got some here. Actually, yeah, I will. That would be helpful for me. It's actually getting a little bit dark already. Okay, be right back. Going to make coffee. Okay, Blue. All right. Well, everybody else here, since I assume some of you are pretty new, basically what's going on is, hold on a second. There we go. Okay. I got this light I rigged up now to get a little bit better, like, you know, better lighting, but it's kind of looks like a glowing treasure chest or something. Okay, so basically what I got going on is recently I put up these 8x12 beams up here a few days ago, and now what I want to do is basically install the rafters between the beam and the top plate of this wall here. So I'm going to take some measurements. Right now just checking this wall to make sure it's straight. I actually got to go through and I need to actually check this line. I already checked it over here some, but I need to check it further back. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and do that. Thanks for watching, everybody. Too much, that light was crazy. There we go, I think that's a little bit better. That'll be good. That's good enough light for me to go ahead and check the rest of this line. It's pretty much all good, but gotta be sure. Hey, looks good. All right. So, like I said, it actually looks good. in case you didn't see earlier, what I had set up was something like this. So I had a string, this is just a brace going through the wall here, but I had a string up there on a 2x4, and it's meant to act as a spacer so that I can, and I have one on the other side too, so that I have an equal distance from the wall that string is going the whole way down. All right. Now, actually, what I gotta do before I go full anymore with the rafters, so I've got to check something on these posts and beams, excuse me, on the beams here. They're a little bit rotated. It's not bad. All right, Blue. So I'm actually going to get up here real quick, and I've got two things I'm going to do. One, pull these two beams, that one and that one. I'm going to pull those two together a little bit. There's a little bit of a gap between them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then I need to check, they're a little bit rotated, and it's just, they're timbers, they're natural lumber, or natural wood like that. It just does that. So I need to, I'm going to actually kind of like put some wedges underneath one of these sides back here, and then one over here, and the same with the other two that are up here out of camera. So, and I got about 30 more minutes. So yeah, let's see what time it is now. 30 possibly. Yeah, actually about 15 more minutes. So 15 more minutes on the stream. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll be back probably tomorrow and Christmas Day probably too. So. A little bit of time yet. Hope everybody's having a good Sunday afternoon, evening. Sorry guys, sometimes in the stream, all you're watching is just me staring at something and the cogs in my head just gung, 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 you know. Sometimes I really got to sit and like try to figure something out, figure the next step out so I don't end up doing something stupid. Don't need these anymore. So yeah, sometimes that's just how it is. So I'll try to let you know if I'm just trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do up there. And I think I'm gonna put like something that people use for what do you call it? Like if you're gonna wedge in something like shimming. Excuse me, I couldn't remember the name of it. So shims, you can use like wood shims, but you can also use shingles. You know, I have a lot of spare shingles lying around because I use them for that sort of stuff. Up here, I'm trying to figure out like, you know, shingles are nice and easy to use, but I do want to consider that. On the back side of these timbers, it's going to be showing that room in there. It's going to be showing. So I don't want to have like a shingle sticking out of there. I don't want to have it, you know, like visible. So, I'm thinking I might just use some like angled wooden shims that look like kind of a wedge, you know. I think I have some lying around, so I'm going to go try to find some. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll be right back. I'm not totally convinced because they don't look that good either, you know. But it's a little bit better than having that black like shingle. It's kind of tarry, you know, tar and stuff sticking out of it. Just doesn't. I think the shims will look a little bit better, even though they're not quite the same as the timber. Another thing, just real quick, and I probably won't even really get much done here in the last 10 minutes or so that I've got left, but one of the things that I do, if I'm going to be knocking these beams around a little bit, because they're heavy, they're real heavy, but they will, if you tap them with this, with like a mallet or a hammer, they will move, they'll budge a little bit in the direction you want. But when I do that, I try to like have a board in between so that I can actually set this on the beam and then hit this thing so that it doesn't get a bunch of marks on it. You know, if it's on a spot where it's not showing, it's not a big deal. But if I have it on the interior, especially if I'm using like my other hammer that has like a waffle head on it, you start smacking that beam and you're going to see these waffle marks all along it. And it's kind of ugly, you know. So in this case, I'm just using this thing and I'm just going to smack this. Snowing. very much. Drop this a little bit so it goes that way. Just a second. Hey there. Hey, how's it going?
Got some cookies for you here.
Oh yeah, right on.
Merry Christmas from the Colemans.
Oh, from the Coleman. Okay, yeah, right on.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Hey, oh, there we go. Sorry, my name's Ed, by the way.
Garrison.
Garrison?
Derek.
Yeah, okay, nice to meet you. Too. Hey, Merry Christmas. Oh, man. Thanks for going around delivering people do good. Yeah. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, you still got the icon of course. Yeah, that's awesome. No, I just know Derek and Garrison. Yeah. Okay, alright, cool. No, I don't. Oh, okay. Right, right. Cool, okay, I haven't seen for a while. Okay. Right on. Oh, it's going okay right now. Just the beams had Ron come over and help me out with those. Awesome. We've got the beams up now. Basically, we're just gonna try to gotta like kind of prop them up a little bit with some shim notes and some more, but you know, doing the thing, and then I'll get the graphics up. Yeah, well, me too. Yeah, but it's okay. Oh, I usually, if you don't see the lights turned off by about 10, that's probably not a good sign. You know, so, yeah. Well, hey, thanks so much. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming. It was awesome. Yeah, you could. You could back up. That's fine. See ya. Some neighbors came over and delivered cookies. I don't know if you could hear any of that, but holy Jesus, look at this. I have good neighbors and good friends around here. I'll take a look. Hold up. Here we go. Look at that. Hell yeah. That's some good stuff. I don't know what these ones are called, but it's like a lot of elephant ear made out of, you know? And then, God, that's so good. Very nice of them. Oh, loving that. Real Christmas treat. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and shut the stream off. I'm not gonna get freaking anything. I gotta head out in like 5 minutes, so I'm not gonna get anything done with those beams right now. So, hope you guys can get some Christmas cookies somewhere. Yeah, my neighbors are good. Some of them come over to help me out in building. Some of them, you know, deliver some food. I had some neighbors here that actually moved, unfortunately, they made candies. And they were excellent. Always bringing them over. I could probably eat these all today, honestly. All right. Well, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go ahead and shut off the stream. I'll be back. I'll be back tomorrow. Doing some work tomorrow evening, and probably get a few hours in. It'll be dark after work, and then Christmas. What the hell? I mean, I'll probably doing some on Christmas too. For those of you who are also not having a traditional Christmas. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Have a good Sunday, and I'll hopefully see you back soon. All right, bye.